Narendra Modi and BJP, when they faced the elections, they said they would end the agrarian crisis, farmers' incomes would be doubled, குறைஞ்ச ஆதார விலை கொடுக்கும் என்று சொன்ன வந்த ஒரு அரசாங்கம். But once they have come to power, they have gone against each of these promises in the made in their election manifesto and made by the Prime Minister himself. The BJP government has announced, brought in 3 ordinances and told when India got independence in 1947, farmers did not get independence. Now Modi has given independence to farmers to sell anywhere in India. This is a blatant lie. More than 170 farmers have died in this winter. These acts are to help profiteering by corporate cronies like Adanis and Ambanis. They initially tried to malign it, telling it is Khalistanis. Then they tried to malign it, telling it is Pakistan and China behind the movement, urban Naxals. You have now found photos of Deep Sidhu and others who are behind it with the Prime Minister, with Amit Shah, with different BJP members of parliament. They have been involved in it. No arrests have been made of these people. மத்திய அரசு நிறைய பொய் சொல்லும். அது ஒரு தோழர் சொல்கிறார், சீனி சர்க்கரை சித்தப்பா என்று கேட்டால் எய்த்தில் எழுதி நக்கப்பான்னு சொன்னாரா. We are in times when speaking truth also is considered as a crime. In the last almost 2 weeks, more than 11 journalists have faced cases. 2 journalists were lifted from the protest sites of farmers, and for a long time we did not know where their whereabouts. That is the kind of situation we are facing in. From June onwards, there has been continuous farmers' protests against initially the 3 ordinances brought by the Narendra Modi-led BJP government, and then against the 3 acts passed by the parliament without following any democratic procedure. So farmers have been protesting. Why the farmers are protesting? That is something to be understood also. Because from the last 6 years, in 2014, Narendra Modi and BJP, when they faced the elections, they said they would end the agrarian crisis, farmers' incomes would be doubled, farmers would be given MSP according to the Swaminathan Commission recommendation, at least 50% more than the cost of production. உற்பத்தி செலவுக்கு 50% அதிகம் குறைஞ்ச ஆதார விலை கொடுக்கும் என்று சொன்ன வந்த ஒரு அரசாங்கம். But once they have come to power, they have gone against each of these promises in the made in their election manifesto and made by the Prime Minister himself. In the COVID period, when the whole world is kept under lockdown, when the people are kept under lockdown, this government has unlocked the doors for corporate profiteering. We know farmers have demanded from amid struggles, 2 bills were prepared by the farmers. One is for remunerative price of agricultural produce, another for freedom from indebtedness. Farmers themselves produced, and these were put as private member bill in the parliament in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha by Comrade K.K. Ragesh in Rajya Sabha and Raju Shetty in Lok Sabha. These 2 acts are there in the Lok Sabha, but the government has done nothing about that. In the lockdown period, we all know for almost 3 months, the government did nothing about the COVID pandemic. And in March 22nd, they announced the Janata curfew. 24th, they announced the lockdown was declared by Narendra Modi. No discussion, no consultation with state governments, which are in the forefront of fighting against the COVID pandemic. No discussion with political parties, no discussion with farmers' organizations. Farmers were expecting a bumper harvest at that time. They were expecting that, especially in the North India, wheat, different pulses, maize, and also different vegetables. This is the harvesting season. We saw how the lockdown was implemented, because of which there was an exodus of the migrant workers and there was no labor. So there was an harvesting and a marketing crisis that was there. All sections lost incomes. Farmers and agriculture workers lost incomes. Hundreds of people died due to malnutrition and starvation during this period. In such circumstance, while farmers' organization, workers' organization, what was our demand? We said for the poor people, at least 10,000 rupees per month should be the income support should be given. More work under the NREGA, at least 200 days of work and 600 rupees wages should be given. Loan waiver and food security like the Kerala model, where other than rice or wheat, you should have a food kit which will have entire requirements of a family in a month. Nothing of that sort has been done. And on June first week, the BJP government has announced, brought in 3 ordinances and told when India got independence in 1947, farmers did not get independence. Now Modi has given independence to farmers to sell anywhere in India. This is a blatant lie. Yesterday, the farmer in North India, you might have seen how cauliflower is thrown on the road because he is unable to sell, he is not getting price for the produce. He is not even having enough money to transport it back home. Not even the transportation cost is met. So now they are making the claim that they can sell anywhere. 3 ordinances, later 3 acts. What are these 3 acts? Has it come in Narendra Modi's mind suddenly? This is what the WTO has been pursuing again and again in WTO, European Union, United States have been forcing India to withdraw from public stockholding, cut agricultural subsidies, cut food subsidies. That the Shanta Kumar Commission has has suggested, and Modi has brought these 3 ordinances. Farmers have been protesting from June first week, burning these ordinances in thousands of places. Then once the act has been passed, it was also burnt in different places, different protests. November 26th and 27th, we gave a call for Delhi Chalo and All India protests. The working class also supported November 26th. On the working class issues, they called for an All India strike in which more than 26 crore workers participated. And in coordination, 26th and 27th, the Delhi Chalo program. You saw how the farmers were received by the BJP government, the Haryana Manohar Lal Khattar government and the central government led by Narendra Modi. Water cannons were used. The national highways was dug up, huge trenches using JCBs. The national highway was dug up. Water cannons in peak winter used on the farmers, lathi charge. Huge shipping containers were put on the national highway to stop the farm. Setting aside all these hurdles, lakhs of farmers have been sitting around Delhi in 6 centers for the more than 2 months, almost 70 days. More than 170 farmers have died in this winter. Some days the cold was so severe, 1.1 degree temperature, 1 week continuous rain. This government is still not ready to withdraw these acts. The farmers are very clear. These acts are to help profiteering by corporate cronies like Adanis and Ambanis. So it is very clearly the farmers have understood that and they are out in the struggle. Lakhs and lakhs of people are sitting there. We have, they initially tried to malign it, telling it is Khalistanis. Then they tried to malign it, telling it is Pakistan and China behind the movement. Urban Naxals, and now after the Republic Day incidents, in which very clearly people close to the BJP agent provocators were behind, you have now found photos of Deep Sidhu and others who are behind it with the Prime Minister, with Amit Shah, with different BJP members of Parliament. They have been involved in it. No arrests have been made of these people, while farmers leaders, against farmers leaders, cases are being filed. When I am speaking to you, around the farmers' protest sites, we are having barricades like at borders between 2 warring nations. You are having nails being put on the street. The roads are being dug up. It is being converted into open jails. Water and electricity and internet is being cut. This is a situation that we are having in our country now. And I request all of you to amplify and take this voice of the farmers to the people. It is now in the coming days, within a week, about 500 farmers from Tamil Nadu are also going to join. They were saying it is only a struggle of Punjab, and Punjab political parties are behind that. But if you see the borders of Delhi, it is a mini India. You have people from Karnataka, people from Andhra, Telangana, Jammu Kashmir, Tripura, Assam, Kerala, now even Tamil Nadu, a big section is going to come within a week's time. So that is it is an all India issue. It is an issue not just for farmers. It is going to threaten food security of our country. The Essential Commodity Act, the changes brought will promote hoarding and black marketing. That is going to lead to price rise, which will affect everyone. So this is against corporatization of agriculture, to protect India's agriculture, to protect the farmers or annadatas, that this struggle is going on. So I request all of you to give a good coverage for this. 5 or 6 states are going for assembly elections shortly. This struggle, the message of this struggle, farmers will take to all these states. We will campaign across the country, taking the message against the BJP's anti-farmer position and the allies of BJP, even in Tamil Nadu. The position they have not taken a clear position against these bills. This is against the federal rights. Tamil Nadu has been in the forefront of protecting the federal rights of states from 1970s onwards. But the federal rights of state is being violated because agriculture, which comes under state list, that now the central BJP government is trying to centralize powers in its own hands. So in the coming elections, we will work for the defeat of the BJP and its allies in all states, and here also in Tamil Nadu, we will work for the victory of the against the AIDMK government, for the victory of the DMK-led democratic sections in this coming elections. That, no, you see, the thing is, this is taking the rights of the state under and centralizing. So states, the states have to pass their own acts, and that has to be accepted by the governments. Firstly, the governor's acceptance. You know, already the Punjab and some other states have passed but they are not giving assent for those. So that is a kind of situation which is there. Earlier, the rights of the state, if you look at the APMC Act, it is entirely under the state government. Even the UPA 2 and Modi's first government asked the states to bring model APMC Act and Model Contract Farming Act. So that was the right of the state. So they were trying to pursue through the state. The state government, some of them brought changes, in some states due to farmers' protests, they have not agreed. Now, keeping the people under lockdown, they are legislating from the center, and they want the powers of the state to come in the hands of the central government. The state government should take a position on that. They should make it clear that we don't agree with it. This is an infringement on the federal rights of the states. Has the state government here told anything like that? They have not spoken. It is lip service to, because fearing the threat of, it's an election year, fearing the threat of the farmers' anger in the election, they may make some noises. But what is the position in the parliament? Are they protesting against the treatment of farmers, the way the farmers are being treated? In the winter, more than 170 farmers have died. What is the position of the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister on that? Has he made any statement on that? No such kind of expressing even the basic, when a death happens, condolence takes, at least a condolence message is sent. These are the farmers who have died. Farmers who are peacefully sitting and died, not in any lathi charge or in firing by police. They all died just sitting, asking for their rights. Isn't it the duty of a chief minister who says he is pro-farmer to at least condole the death of these farmers? Nothing of that sort has happened. That is why our opposition is there. And also regarding the minimum support price. What is the minimum support price? 1868 is the minimum support price for paddy by the central government. What is it our farmers in Tamil Nadu are getting? In the neighboring Kerala, 2,800 rupees, the paddy is being procured by the government there. 2,800, almost 1,000 rupees more than the centrally fixed minimum support price. What is happening in Bihar, where the Bihar in 2006, the APMC has been abolished. What is happening? Farmers are forced to sell at 1,000 rupees per quintal. Below 1868, which is the MSP, or they are losing per quintal around 800 rupees. That is the situation in Bihar and other parts of the country. That is why this struggle is going on. In these, there have been no effort from the state governments like Tamil Nadu to come out in support of the farmers.
சார், மத்திய அரசு 11 சுற்று பேச்சுவார்த்தைகளை விவசாயிகிட்ட நடத்தினாங்க. அதுல எம்எஸ்பி நீங்க சொல்ற இந்த குறைந்தபட்ச ஆதார விலையை நாங்க இந்த சட்டத்துல சேர்க்கிறோம், அதை உறுதிப்படுத்துறோம் அப்படின்றத சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ரெண்டாவது, விவசாயிகளுக்கு அந்த கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஃபார்மிங் அவங்களோட ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை ஏற்பட்டா சிவில் கேஸா நீங்க ஃபைல் பண்ணி கோர்ட்டுக்கு போகலாம் அப்படின்னு அரசு இதை உத்தரவாதப்படுத்துது. ஆனா இதை உத்தரவாதப்படுத்தும் பொழுதும் நீங்க போராட்டத்தை தொடர்வதுதான் சந்தேகத்துக்குரியதா இருக்கு.
மத்திய அரசு நிறைய பொய் சொல்லும். அது ஒரு தோழர் சொல்றார், சீனி சர்க்கரை சித்தப்பா என்று கேட்டால் எய்த்தில் எழுதி நக்கப்பான்னு சொன்னாரா. அதே மாதிரி we will give in writing ன்னு சொல்றார். bring it in the act. இது லீகல் ரைட்டா அந்த சட்டத்தில் தான் இந்த மாற்றம் கொண்டு வரணும். they are not giving. they are saying prime minister will give in writing. prime minister என்னென்ன பிரதமர் என்னென்னோ எழுதி கொடுக்கிறார். from 2014 manifesto, it is all in writing. C2 plus 50. இது வரைக்கும் C2 plus 50 accept பண்ணல. இப்போ C2 cost உற்பத்தி செலவு நெல் உற்பத்தி செலவு பார்த்தா பஞ்சாபில் 2,400 ரூபாய் ஒரு குவிண்டல் உற்பத்தி செலவுன்னு அங்கே இருக்க ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட் சொல்கிறது. ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட் 2,400 செலவுன்னு உற்பத்தி செலவுன்னு சொல்லும்போது சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் 1,100 மட்டும் அங்கே உற்பத்தி செலவுன்னு சொல்கிறார். ஆல்ரெடி த காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் இஸ் ரெடியூஸ்ட் அண்ட் every state the cost of production is taken this way and a weighted average is taken. So many state farmers are losing out already. So there is no guarantee given. MSP guarantee should be there. That is the demand. And MSP guarantee, what they are doing A2 plus FL plus 50. A2 plus FL cost, it is also the production cost, but it is about 40% less than the C2 cost. So farmer is losing out on this, and there is no procurement. If in the budget the finance minister has said 1.5 crore farmers have benefited from minimum support price. That is why we are saying not 1.5 crore farmers, all the 12 or 13 or 14 crore farmers, everyone should benefit by the minimum support price. That is why it should be a legal right. That is not happening.
Sir, இந்த விவசாயிகள் போராட்டத்துக்கு ஆதரவா கிரேட்டா தன்பர்க், ரிஹானா, மியா கலிஃபா போன்ற பிரபலங்கள்லாம் ஆதரவு தெரிவிச்சிருக்காங்க. இதை எதிர்த்து சச்சின் டெண்டுல்கர் போன்ற இந்திய பிரபலங்கள் இந்திய இறையாண்மையை சமரசம் செய்ய முடியாது, வெளிப்புற சக்திகள் அப்படின்ற வார்த்தையை குறிப்பிட்டு ட்வீட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு.
No, that is the surprising and shocking aspect. When international issues happen, then you want to make comments on that. But when people comment on Indian issues, then they are saying it is our issue, don't comment on that. This is a human rights violation. Water is being cut, electricity is being cut. Like I mentioned before, 170 farmers have died. The internet is being cut, roads are being dug up, it is being converted into an open jail. And you are saying, don't speak about it, it is our internal issue. Naturally, people who are worried about human rights violation will speak about it. Okay, do you agree that human rights violation happening in Sri Lanka, people in Tamil Nadu should not speak because it is something in Sri Lanka? We have spoken against it. When human rights violation have happened in Sri Lanka, we have all spoken against it. I think when such developments happen, it is the right of everyone who is concerned about human rights, about the interests of farmers to speak out. Because this war is by the corporates against the poor people of our country. And this, the necessity for it to win, for us to win this united war against the corporates is very important for the worldwide struggle also for them. They are looking at our struggle. They are saying the biggest struggle in history is going on in India. Why? Even many of these countries are facing the problems of WTO, World Bank, IMF related policies. So this struggle is against all that. Naturally, others will come. We have to welcome those. Recently, when the Capitol Hill incidents took place in United States, many Indian celebrities condemned it. Did we say don't condemn it? Did anyone say don't condemn it? It is a matter of America. Even the Indian government condemned it. Why did Indian government condemn it if it is an internal matter of America? They should have kept silent. So when there are matters affecting the larger humanity, there will be people who are concerned about it, who will speak. Greta Thunberg has been speaking on the climate issue. Then all these celebrities were supporting her. When she is questioning the wrong policies of Indian government, then it is not. So it is inconvenient truth. When a truth is inconvenient for the ruling classes and some of the celebrities who support them, then they are speaking against that. When it is convenient, they are okay with it. So that is the position they are doing.
தமிழ்நாடு முதலமைச்சர் தமிழகத்தில் இருக்கிற விவசாயிகளுக்கு இந்த 3 சட்டங்களால் எந்த பாதிப்பும் இல்லைன்னு சொல்றாரு. மேலும் இதனால எங்கேயாவது பாதிக்கப்பட்டா நாங்களே போராடுவோம்னு சொல்றாரு. நீங்க இப்ப மக்கள்கிட்ட இதை எடுத்து சொல்ல போறீங்களா இல்ல தமிழக முதல்வருக்கு இது குறித்து புரிய வைக்க போறீங்களா?
No, we will take this message to the people of our country, even in Tamil Nadu. If it is not going to be implemented, then pass an act. Pass an act, get the governor to give assent to that act, get the presidential assent, and pass an act. He is not doing that. To give a verbal statement, it is very easy. There are many states which have passed resolutions. Assembly has passed a unanimous resolution in Kerala. Even the BJP MLA opposed the 3 acts. Lone BJP MLA in Kerala also opposed the 3 acts. Bharatiya Kisan Sangh is opposed to the 3 acts. Swadeshi Jagran Manch, many of them have come out against the 3 acts. These are all within the BJP circles. But this government, if it is clearly against the 3 acts, pass a act accordingly, ensure that it is passed by the, here, before getting into the issue, first thing I said is the central government is trying to take away the federal rights of state. So that has to be questioned. The government should say, Narendra Modi's government is withdrawing the rights of state. We oppose this. We know earlier the Rajamannar committee and other committee had looked into the Sarkaria commission and all that, looked into this central and state relationship. Are we going to be puppets in the hands of the central government? Is Narendra Modi and Amit Shah going to decide what the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu should decide? That is where we have a problem. It is one thing to say we are protecting the farmers, we will stand by farmers, but legally nothing of that sort has happened. Even the Bihar government, they are the first to have done away with the APMC Act. They also said we will protect the farmers. What is the situation? Why is Bihar farmer getting only 1,000 rupees for quintal of paddy when 1868 is the MSP? So that is a situation which is there. So this government should come with an act against nullifying these three acts, and first ensure that the governor gives assent to that act.
சார், உங்களோட ஜெனரல் செக்ரட்டரி சீதாராம் யெச்சூரி வந்து டிசம்பர் 31 வந்து அவர் ஒரு ஆர்டிகல் வந்து எழுதியிருக்காரு. அதுல discuss with the farmers, agriculture community, the corporates, all the stakeholders and on that basis frame new farm laws and enact them in parliament அப்படின்ற மாதிரி சொல்லியிருக்காரு. கார்ப்பரேட்டுகளோட விவாதிக்கணுமா புதிய வேளாண் சட்டங்களை உருவாக்க?
No, actually you see, these three acts which have been, it is entirely at the behest of the corporate sector that it has come. So that is why farmers have understood in the சட்டங்கள் மோதியோட அரசாங்கம் கொண்டு வந்த சட்டங்கள் அது அதானி அம்பானியோட சட்டங்கள். That is why the boycott call is there. But in the on the issue of the stockholding, we are not saying that there should not be any private involvement in terms of agricultural infrastructure and all that. So the thing is to have widest possible discussion with all stakeholders. That is what he is intending there. So all stakeholders discussion should happen, and accordingly you come with it. Here the farmers have not been discussed with, the state governments has not been discussed with, political parties have not been discussed. Only Adanis and Ambanis have decided, or the people like Adani and Ambanis have decided. So there should be broadest consultation before coming.
அதான் சார், இப்போ நீங்க மாநில கட்சிகள்கிட்டயோ இல்லை மற்ற அரசியல் கட்சிகள்கிட்டயோ இதை பத்தி பேசல, விவசாய சங்கங்கள்கிட்ட இதை பத்தி பேசல அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க. ஆனா சீதாராம் யெச்சூரி கார்ப்பரேட்டுகளோடு இப்ப இருக்கிற இந்த 3 சட்டத்தையும் வாபஸ் வாங்கிட்டு புதிய சட்டங்களை கார்ப்பரேட்டுகளிடமும் பேசி விவாதிச்சு உருவாக்கணும் அப்படின்றாரு. ஒரு புறம் கார்ப்பரேட்டை வந்து எதிர்க்கிறீங்க, இன்னொரு பக்கம் அவங்கள்ட்டே விவாதிச்சு புதிய சட்டங்களை கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னு.
No, this very clearly what I am mentioning here is it is the private sector also, corporates in the sense, because in terms of agricultural infrastructure, broadening it across the country, the network of storage facilities across the country, in discussing with all stakeholders. It is not to promote their interests, but discuss with them also. Why the protests against these are in this manner? Why these acts have to be changed? Our first demand enna? Enga first demand in the 3 சட்டம் repeal பண்ணணும். That is what the party திரும்பி it should be withdrawn totally. So that is the first demand. It is on the basis of that these discussions. So what you will discuss with the corporate, we will explain to them why it has to be withdrawn, why we are withdrawing these 3 acts. Why today the Contract Farming Act, you have mentioned about the Contract Farming Act also, there that legal, the companies, if there is a dispute with companies, you can go to the court. Earlier it was not there. Now they are saying you can bring amendments, how much ever amendments. But in the discussion with Amit Shah mentioned that they are also under pressure. Under whose pressure? Farmers have not demanded. This is not a demand from farmers that these 3 acts have to come. It is a demand from the corporate sector. So, but it is affecting Indian agriculture. So naturally you have to discuss with them. Our position there is that we have to explain to the corporates also why we don't agree with this set of policies. We will not allow corporate profiteering at the expense of poor farmers of our country. That because they are also stakeholders. If they have to be involved in some kind of agricultural infrastructure, that should be keeping in mind the interests of the farmers. So we are not saying there should be no talks with any private sector. Private sector, there has to be talks. Many of the sectors, especially in cold storages and all, as of now also, they are in already players. But how they should be within keeping the interests of the farmers. That is what in such talks also, that very clearly the CPM's position will be in favor of the farmers there. That is the.
சார், இன்னும் எவ்வளவு
Okay.
நாளைக்கு சார் நீடிக்கும் இந்த போராட்டம்? சார், இந்த போராட்டம் இன்னும் எவ்வளவு நாளைக்கு நீடிக்கும்? 2 மாதத்துக்கு மேல நீடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கு.
இந்த போராட்டம் எவ்வளோ நாள் இருக்கும்? One, the farmers are telling அச்சம் இல்லை, no fear, we are not fearing. The sense of fear is gone. வெற்றி வரை போராட்டம். That is what. Till victory, this struggle will go. That is what the farmers are telling. We will fight till victory.
முன்னாடி வரைக்குமே விவசாயிகளுடைய போராட்டம் வந்து ஒரு அமைதியான முறையில இடத்த ஒன்று கூடி நடக்கும். ஆனா 26 அப்போ வந்து ஒரு கலவரமா மாறக்கூடிய ஒரு சூழலை பார்க்கணும். தேசிய கொடிக்கு நிகராக வந்து செங்கோட்டையில விவசாயிகளுடைய கொடி பறக்கிறது உங்களுடைய போராட்டத்துக்கு பின்னடைவு ஏற்படும் நினைக்கிறீங்களா?
No, this 26th January program, we agreed with the police a route. The Samyukt Kisan Morcha, which is the struggling front, agreed with a route, and we have kept that route. But with a smaller group, the police have given an alternative route. Without any discussion with the SKM, they have given an alternative route. Who are the people involved? There is Deep Sidhu, there is Mickey, another person called Mickey, and few others who reached up to the Red Fort. Red Fort is about 30 kilometers from Singhu border. They were given a free access, and it is very clearly in line with the RSS game plan that has happened there. And even after 26, they are attacking farmers. At Singhu border, they have attacked. At Tikri border, they have attacked farmers. At Ghazipur, they tried to attack. And also at Shahjahanpur border, they have attacked. Palwal, they managed to also vacate the protesting farmers. But I would like to mention, this is a big blunder created by Narendra Modi and his team. Because after these attacks, and despite the corporate media propaganda, lakhs of farmers are coming out from Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and other states. The Palwal struggle center, which they had managed to vacate, now thousands of farmers are sitting there in Palwal protest site also. So that is the fascist forces, they use different tactics. If in Germany during the Hitler's time, the Reichstag was burned down and people were hounded out, especially the communists were hounded out. It took 20 years for the court in Germany to say that what was done then was done by the Nazis. But in India, within 2 days, in the social media, this game plan has been exposed. Many of the alternative media, they have exposed this game plan. They have shown how these sections were given a free hand, and it was at the behest of the government that this has happened.
Sir, in Tamil Nadu, do you think that DMK, opponent parties like DMK and all, they are playing the good role in this, or need some expose more?
No, DMK from beginning has taken a clear position. In the protests here also they have been part, as far as my information is there. Even today and yesterday, last 2-3 days in Parliament, they have been part. The MPs led a protest to the Parliament, they are part. Today, they are doing, as a political party, they are doing to their best, I think. But we would be, in terms of mass mobilization here, that is required. All organizations have been doing. We have had road roko protests. We are having on 6th again. They are part of it. They are part of it. But you see, the reactions in Punjab, you have lakhs of people coming. Reactions in other states. There is a difference in the agrarian scenario in different states also. That is also a reason why some people are asking us why in Punjab so many are coming, but why so many are not coming in Karnataka. Because the APMC mechanism, procurement mechanism, most procurement happens in Haryana and Punjab. So for them it is hitting directly, immediately it is hitting, that is coming. But other states, when it is being explained, we are bringing out those, we have brought this kind of booklets in different languages, which is explaining to farmers, then more and more people are joining there. That is why I am telling Tamil Nadu, about 500 farmers will be joining the protest in Delhi in this winter. They are coming all the way and sitting there. Kerala, they are coming. Jammu Kashmir, they are coming. Tripura and Assam, they are coming. So every state is coming out in this protest. It takes its, there are different dynamics which play, different manner in which these mobilizations also happen. Yes.
சார்,
Yeah.
சட்டத்து மூலியமா அணுகாம வன்முறையால இந்த போராட்டத்தை கலைக்கணும்னு மத்திய அரசு நினைக்குதுன்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களா?
Uh,
So, do
Actually, government to use violence against citizens is right or wrong?
No, the government has resorted already to lies, resorted to violence and lathi charge already. False cases are being put on, with I think 3 or 4 days back, Caravan journalist Mandeep, from November 26, I am seeing him at the different sites, reporting stories of the farmers, speaking to farmers, reporting. He was arrested. Different against Caravan editor, against Rajdeep Sardesai, Mrinal Pandey and others, they have issued sedition, under sedition case for reporting some incidents which are happening there. So that is the situation. They are trying to threaten and intimidate the farmers. But like I mentioned, Bharatiyar said, Achamillai, Achamillai. So the farmers are saying, we don't fear any longer. This is because these acts are going to finish off our future. So finish off Indian agriculture. Our children will not have a future. So they are going to fight in a peaceful manner against this. Let the government come with all its weapons in its armory. The farmers are ready to face. You might have noted there are more than 500 organizations. These 500 organizations have come together. We have differences. There are many differences among these 500 organizations. But we are united that repeal the 3 Farm Acts and Electricity Act amendments. MSP at C2 plus 50. We are united. This is an issue-based unity. That is why the government is unable to break this unity. And out of 500 organizations, even in negotiations, only about 35 to 40 organizations are there. But every organization is accepting them as the representative of the farmers. So that kind of a unity, government will try. They will try arrests. They will try to attack. They are throwing. They are coming. The RSS goons are coming and throwing stones at farmers. People in Tamil Nadu should speak. Whether farmers have. This is the treatment farmers should face. Peacefully, they are sitting on the streets. It's the police which is blocking roads. Police is blocking the access. We have said the service roads are free for movement, but the police is blocking even that. Journalists are not being allowed to go to meet the farmers. Today, opposition party MPs, all of them, every party MP have gone to see these protest sites. They are not being allowed to meet farmers. What is this? Has such a situation existed during emergency? It is worse than emergency that we are witnessing in our country.
நார்த் இந்தியாவில் இந்த போராட்டங்கள் தீவிரமடைவது போல சவுத் இந்தியாவில் தடுக்கல. இங்க எப்படி அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் அந்த அமைப்புகளோட விவசாய சங்கங்களோட நீங்க பேச போறீங்களா? அவங்களும் இந்த போராட்டத்துக்கு ஆதரவு சொல்லி களத்துக்கு வர சொல்லி கேட்க போறீங்களா?
See, if you see, about a week back, there was a photo of protests, an India map in Hindustan Times. Every state in India is having protests. They missed out Jammu Kashmir, they missed out Tripura and Assam in that, even in those states. Only maybe Nagaland, Meghalaya, Sikkim. So far, we have not had major protests. But Mizoram farmers, they have also interacted with us. Tamil Nadu farmers, different leaders have come express solidarity in the protest there. Tamil Nadu Vyavasayigal Sangam, then leaders like Kannaiyan have come there. Nallagaundar has come there. Different farmers have come. Here in the Delta districts, there have been big protests which have happened. 6th, we are going to have protests and more farmers are going to come. We have to understand why it is these protests are different levels at different, because the APMC Act and the procurement mechanism is not same everywhere. That is one of the reasons. In Punjab and Haryana, and Western UP, maximum procurement is happening. So it is going to hit them immediately. So that is why they have been in the forefront of that. And also they are closer to Delhi. People, if you come from, given the restrictions under COVID and lockdown, people coming all the way from south, already from Kerala, 1,000 farmers have come. They are sitting in the borders, in the cold. Now, on 12th, from Tamil Nadu, around 500 farmers will be reaching. So it is happening.